we have breaking news. Brandon Smith charged by Queensland Police. What is the latest?
Yeah, big story broke on the Courier Mail website this afternoon. Brandon Smith, South Sydney forward, has been charged with drug supply and betting allegations. Now, the NRL Integrity Unit has not ruled on anything yet. They want to get a better understanding of what the charges involve, and I think that's a wise decision. We don't know how strong they are. We do know that Brandon has told South he'll plead not guilty to this. Reedy, you spoke to Blake Solly.
I was exchanged texts with Blake's, but my understanding is that they will not stand Brandon down. He will play him round, as it stands right now, he will play him round 27 against the Roosters. And as you said, Buzz, I mean, Brandon's going to fight these charges. So, obviously
Well, I would suggest that it's not that serious then. Well, if South Sydney are allowing him to play.
I mean, you never know, Gordy, because obviously the NRL hasn't seen the police facts. But
yeah,
the impression I was given this afternoon was that I don't think South were overly concerned that this was a serious offence. But we've got to see what happens.
Well, he got stopped by the police at the airport a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
is that where it stems from?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's where it started.
He was bailed up at the airport and he was taken away by two detectives and spoken to about some sort of issue that they've now seen fit to charge him with. But I repeat, he's pleaded not guilty to it. The Integrity Unit at this stage have no thoughts of standing him down from rugby league, neither do South. But the Integrity Unit do have contacts with the police force in Queensland. They'll wait for a fact sheet, which they have to, and see, how strong their case is. But there's even talk, and someone at South was telling me that at the time of some of these allegations, Brandon wasn't even in Queensland at that time.
Yeah. Look, obviously the police confiscated his mobile phone and went through that, Braith, and I can only assume that's where the allegations stem from, whatever they found on his mobile phone. But as I said, as they said to Buzz, look, he wasn't even in Queensland apparently when these allegations took place. Now, that might be neither here nor there, but Brandon's pleading his innocence, and it's headed to court, I think, in September. So we'll see how it plays out from there.
Yeah. A lot of speculation around Brandon Smith for years, both at Melbourne and at the Roosters. There's been some controversy around him now for a period of time, hasn't there?
Yeah, there has. And look, I don't really want to go into it too deep because it's a lot of it's very private, what's been going on in his life and, around gambling and, owing different people money. I just don't want to really say any more, but I for the game's sake, I hope that he's right and he's not guilty, but, and we've got to stress their allegations at this stage.
All right. You agree?
Yeah. No, I agree with Buzz. I mean, we've got to wait and see how it plays out. And, obviously Brandon's been really important for South since he came back the last couple of games, and they've got a big game coming up against the Roosters. He gets through that and he'll fight charges in September, Braith.